Hey, it's Doug Fresh in the flesh. To the last breath, giving my best. I'm with Jake Birkland, and he is in British Columbia, and he started his strength camp. You are the youngest one here out of all 20-plus people, and you are not only the youngest, but you're the furthest, and that's respect, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
And we've been here all week at strength camp, and we just want to get right in front of the become the strongest version of yourself sign so we can sear it in your brain.
You know
sink
why?
it in. He's going to support you with that right now.
That's the number one key. Becoming the strongest version of yourself. You know, if you want to own a strength camp or if you want to own any business, Elliot Hall says entrepreneurship is self-development wrapped in a business.
Yeah, or on steroids, or it's like, you know, it's weightlifting for your personal development.
Yeah. So if you want to do something, you have to be the person that's strong enough to do that thing. So that's kind of been the main key for me starting a business, and that's the main thing I've been sort of preaching to everybody here, just to help them out with their businesses, because we're all family, trying to help the world become a stronger version of themselves.
And you were in the room and you were creating value for everyone. You know, seminars and these events, you know, people ask questions for themselves or whatever. You've been creating value for everybody in the room, and you've been doing that. Like, okay, I've had this experience already. Let me add value to everyone by doing that. So people at home, as you've been going through your journey of just life and starting your own gym, what are some tips that you can give, maybe 2 or 3 things that they can catch, and then they can lift up with and start to work out in their life? What are some important things? You've been doing a lot of things on Instagram, maybe a couple of those principles that you can share with them.
I'll start with Instagram. If you're wanting to build your Instagram, I think that everyone should try and build their personal brand. I think that everyone is a personal brand, especially in the world we live in with social media. So I think that if you're really wanting to build a brand that's going to bring you an income, or not even maybe an income, just maybe, you know, a lot of followers, if that's your ambition, you need to provide value. You need to have your expertise on your profile, and you also need to tell your story. You need to sort of, you know, show people the way you did it, but also give yourself a personality.
Yeah, and put it out. It's always going to be there. It's like that rock that you can always depend on. And you know, we could hold back from doing that because, I don't want to promote me. I don't want to shine. I don't want to seem narcissistic. I don't want to, you know, make it all about me. I don't want to, you know, take the attention away from others, or who am I, or I don't have the self-worth to do that, or you know, I'll be humble. I'll learn. No. You take your life experiences and narratives and you put them out there. Guess what? Then when people will relate and connect to you. Every time I neglect to do that, there's some kind of disconnect there. Every time I do that in an authentic, vulnerable way, which is easier said than done, but you let go of what's stopping you, and then bam, you do that. People will be inspired by that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is unrelatable in itself.
Perfectionism is a trap.
Yeah.
Something that I came up with one time that I wanted to create a brand around it, but I called it Thrive and Then Shine. So if you want, like you said, like people have those self-limiting thoughts about shining and owning their power and things like that. The first step to getting over that is to thrive in yourself. So eat healthy, train, go for walks, sleep, meditate, drink your water, you know, all those things.
Yeah, that's what I've heard you've been talking about on Instagram recently.
Yeah,
check out his Instagram. We're going to put it in below. In a bit.
Yeah, check it out. Like that's what I preach. I preach the basics. And those are the things that are going to build you up and have you thriving, so you can't help but shine and go around and empower others.
Basics are beautiful, man. Fun. You just made me think of something. Fundamentals. They're fun. They're fun, and then it's like, duh, they're obvious. Fun, duh, obvious. Fun, duh, and it's
strength.
That's it.
Mental strength.
Yes.
I like that.
So how the heck did you how did you have the mental strength? You know, super inspiring. I remember where I was. I was in South Philly, living at my place, and we were talking. You told me that your mom passed away,
right? And
I was touched and moved by that, and then I just knew how hard it was for you, but you really took that energy, and like a mentor of mine had a brother die during a leadership transformational training, and I saw him during the training take that pain and use it to serve others, and I'm seeing you do that too. What does that take from you? Because we all are we confront those situations. Maybe it's not that intense, but there's challenges. Like today, cut my finger. I said, you know what? I'm gonna find the positive in this, and I did it in a couple ways. But for you, what did you create with that situation?
What did I create? How it happened for me, obviously, when something like that happens, you go through a grieving process, and then maybe you start judging yourself for how you're grieving and how maybe you're not grieving enough. There's all these things that come up.
Wow, I never experienced that.
A lot of things that help, obviously, like I started picking up on my yoga. I started picking up on my meditation. I started picking up on my healthy eating. I started picking up on my exercise. I started
So
picking
you,
up on
you
the
shifted,
basics again.
you shifted and went back to the basics.
Yep, and then
in a deeper way.
And then when it came to shining, as actually a story out of this, I woke up one morning and I looked at my phone, and it happened to be Bell Let's Talk Day, which is a day that the phone provider Bell puts on. That they do a day dedicated to mental health awareness, and that was the reason why my mom ended up passing away, was due to mental health issues, addictions, and things like that. So that morning, I just woke up and I saw that, and the spark came through, and it just came through me. And that whole day I was posting on social media, being an advocate for mental health awareness, saying my opinions on it,
Your experiences on it.
yeah, my experiences,
Yeah.
my opinions, and my truths.
Yep.
My truths. I think that
And those experiences will support other people and create new
exactly.
results, and that's a fact, Jack.
Yeah, that's a fact, Jack. Yeah. And so I was writing a Facebook post about it at one point. I was getting really heated, a lot of hearts going into it, and my phone ended up dying.
That's the worst.
So then I called up my guy, Joe, my video guy from my gym, and I said, Joe, you got to be at the gym tonight. I got to do a video. And I brought that energy that I was in that post that I was gonna write, and through my mom passing away and through everything, and I just poured my heart out to the camera. I even said in the video, I'm just gonna pour my heart out to you guys. And that was sort of where I kicked off me really driving that energy of the grief and the losing of my mom, and turning it into value for others, turning it into empowering others. That was me shining, because I switched from that grieving process where you could call it depression. I knew what I had to do. I had to do the basics. I had to do the fundamentals.
Yeah,
I had
man.
to start thriving. And then when the day came, I was ready to shine.
It's incredible. Jake executed over the excuses. Even he had one of the biggest excuses in the world to go down the victim hole for as long as you want. But you shifted into responsibility, and you just made magic, and now you're empowering other people to become the strongest version of themselves. And, if that's not motivation, inspiration, education for you, then, I'm telling you right now, life is now. You don't know what's going to happen, what's going to happen to the people around you. And I confront that to get me going, to spark the flame and tinder ember to burst into the fire that's within me. And when challenges come, I go back into that phoenix, rise up again, and spread my wings and head to better things like you did, man.
Yeah, man.
And now you guys can do that. Life is now. What can you create? How can you get rigorous with your fundamentals? So what fundamentals and basics are you going to install? What are 5 rituals?
We talked
5
about that
rituals.
today.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. I learn it. I give it. I learn it. I live it. I give it. And that's what I learned from Jairek Robbins, Tony Robbins' son, who walked right through that door where I got to connect with and hang out with. And I learned a lot from him, and he connected me with people. And then, this journey just went to the next level. And now I'm coming back to where it started, and I'm taking this to the next level of creating my own strength camp. And I'm blessed to learn from someone that's just a bit ahead of me right now. Got your own location.
In my own
I don't
way.
have a location yet. Yeah. So
Word.
let's rock it. Stay fresh, stay blessed. Where can they connect with you at, Jake? Because you create a lot of powerful content for them so they can get some more.
Yeah, Instagram, Jake Birkland _strength.
_strength.
Facebook, yeah, Facebook, Jake Birkland. YouTube, Strength Camp BC. And that's about it. Snapchat, Jake Birkland. I go on there quite a bit. I actually made a Vero account. It's a new social media you might want to check out. Also, it's Jake Birkland Strength.
Yep. By the way, he was an intern like me, so show him some love. Stay fresh, stay blessed. Peace.